First, in the last class is scan conversion algorithms, right? Scan conversion algorithms for the basic primitives like lines and some arcs, specifically ellipses and the special case of ellipse, one of the special cases, a circle. So we've started with the line, and in the last class we've talked about what do you mean by this line drawing here in computer graphics, right? So there's a difference. The way we draw the line with the piece of graph paper and scale is different from the way we draw the line on the screen, because our screen is consisting of set of pixels arranged in rows and columns that you all know, and we call this as a raster environment or digitized environment, right? So here it is totally different, and we have to find out here, given a set of, given it two confined points, we call it as a two endpoints, right? So you have to decide that what are the pixels which must be illuminated to find the line. So we have also discussed what are the different characteristics, what should be the characteristics while designing a line drawing algorithms, right? So we have talked about four different characteristics or goals, you can say. And also we have talked about the problems associated while drawing, while designing the line drawing algorithms, right? So how will you determine which pixels to be illuminated so that the lines, whatever you will be get, that will be, the pixels which will be illuminated to get the line will be close to the original line, right? And also we talked about the lines which are vertical, horizontal, and the lines with the slope plus or minus one, which is inclined at a degree 45 degree, are easy to draw, right? We'll see also why it is easy to draw. And other than these lines, you will always have some problem, what is called as staircasing or zagis or aliasing, right? And if you want to see this, the effect of these jaggies and all, you can see it in your screen with the help of maybe lens and other things, or maybe you can open the images in some softwares and you can see there are the pixels in the square blocks, and where you will find some jaggies or staircase effects. Although we are not able to find it because of the high resolution on the screen, but still always there will be a case, right? But yes, always the good algorithms tries to reduce the effect as much as possible. And that's what we are searching for here, right? So the quality of the lines always depends upon two things also. We have discussed, then we have also discussed about the equation of a straight line, and that you already know from your school mathematics, right? So y is equal to mx plus c, then slope, intercept. So then we have discussed about if a line is given, if two points are given to us, so then how will you calculate the slope? And that is nothing but the change in the difference in this horizontal points are divided by the, sorry, the differences in the vertical points divided by the differences in the horizontal points, which is nothing but the difference in y, this y2 minus y1. All right, so so the difference can be written here as del y. Here I can write it as a del x, and my slope here is nothing but del y by del x. Okay, so slope, or this is, let's say this angle is nothing but theta here. So is there any relationship between slope and any angle or anything? Can you just tell me here that is there any relationship between slope and any angle and all? I hope you all know that. Okay, m is equal to tan theta, right? Okay, because you can treat this as a right angle triangle, and we know that how to calculate this tan theta, right? Given both the sides and of a right angle triangle. So you all know, right? M is equal to tan theta, and which is otherwise called as slope, right? Okay, fine. So given this equation, there are actually different types of equations available. You can see in the literature to draw the lines. And however, this is the equation which we will follow in the computer graphics, right? So what is the problem with this equation? I mean, if you directly calculate given, let's say, a set of x values, and if you want to calculate the corresponding y values, so what will be the problem we face if you directly calculate using this formula, right? Why we are looking for some algorithms, right? So the idea here is, if you see, so if I directly, so here if you look at the equation once again, the equation, I mean, to calculate any y value, so we require here three different things. One is m x plus c. Let's say m is given to us and c is given to us, fine. And x is nothing but, and we all know that slope will be a floating point value because it is nothing but the ratio of this y difference and x difference. Although this difference will be an integer value. Here also the difference will be an integer value because these are all positive coordinate values, right? But the ratio will be definitely a floating point value, a real number. And what we are doing here is, so if you know the c values and m values, and x value is given to us because we know the x values. So we can calculate the corresponding y values, and which will be also of floating point category, right? So as we know, we will be working on the raster environment where you will not find any point values and all. I mean, these floating point values always you will get in raster environment either in the form, I mean, in the form of integer values. If you can see, we have also discussed about it, the raster values, right? And zero, and where is the um, origin, right, in the left hand side, I mean lower left hand side corner. So, and as I mentioned that in some of the monitors, the origin starts from this point, the upper left hand side corner, right? And accordingly, the y value will be important and the x value will be in that direction, right? So that doesn't matter. And the most important thing is what we have seen is that all the values here are nothing but the integer values. But the way you will get the values, let's say x is an integer value here, but the y value you will get, definitely the y value, whatever you will get here, will be in terms of this floating point value. So again, you have to perform some operations to get the integer value because ultimately you want to draw on the raster screen, right? And here we have seen all the coordinate values are in the form of integers. So what will you do here? So you have to either apply some round operations or you have to apply such a method which gives an integer value, right? So, and maybe you can consider the next highest integer value, whatever the value you will get, or the next lowest integer value, right? In that way you can consider. So either you can consider, here I have to mention. So what I am trying to show you right now is the demerits and the limitations of using and limitations of direct calculation through which you can also calculate the value of y. Okay. So that's what I'm currently discussing. I think I have discussed also the similar point in the last class, that the floating point operations, and we'll discuss, I can come back to this point, right? Okay, so one is you have to either use round operation or you can also consider next highest integer or next lowest integer. But among these three methods, if you try to solve a problem with this, you can take some x values. I can take fix m value and c value. Then you can check. Let's say m is given to u and c is given to a. Let us, for example, I'm taking. So for every x value, you will get one y value, right? And if you apply a round operation, so definitely you will get a smooth line compared to this next highest and next lowest. Please remember here that if you calculate the y values with the help of this round operation, and you will definitely get a smooth line. Okay. And in case of this next highest integer or next lowest integer, you may get some crooked line, right? Okay, so the what are the major limitations here? If you directly calculate the y values given x value and given m values and c value, the problem is here. What we are doing here is we are using two different things here. Two costly operations are involved here in this case. One is floating point arithmetic, right? Floating point arithmetic, absolutely arithmetic, and it is nothing but multiplications, right? Floating point multiplications is a very costly operation that you all know. And one more thing is floating point multiplication, and second one is the round operation, right? So these two are nothing but the costly operations, whatever we are using the direct calculation. And one more also the problem is here, that is nothing but in case of slope greater than 1. Let's say my slope, I'll show you also the lines with slope less than 1, slope greater than 1, and slope which is equal to 1. We'll see it just now. But I want to show you one case here. If the slope is greater than 1, so at that time, you will get some gaps in between the line, I mean, in between the pixels of the line. Okay, so that means what? You can consider, let's say, my m value is 10. What does it mean? My slope is 10, and so how will the equation look like? Y is equal to 10x plus, let's say the c intercept is given as 2. Sorry, y intercept is given as 2, which is nothing but the value c, right? For x value 1, what will be the y value? 12. Okay, so my next value of x will be 2 because it always increments by 1. Either of the one coordinate will increment always at unit intervals, and the others you will calculate, right? That's what we have to follow over here, this logic, right? Because it has to be always increment by 1, because that we have seen here, right? Because these are all continuous values, 0, 1, 2, 3. There is an increment here by 1. So we will sample one axis always in this case at unit intervals, and then the others will be calculated and will be rounded up to the next. I will see it. How we'll get the corresponding y value, right? I mean the nearest pixel will get it. So what will be the first pixel will be at coordinate 1 and 12, and the second pixel will be at coordinate x is equal to 2, y is equal to how much? 22. But we have discussed, so if you look at the first pixel is 112, the second pixel is 222. So what I said, so there is another problem in this case of direct calculation, that in this case, if you find the situation where slope is much more greater than 1, which is nothing but, let's say, 10, so you will find gaps in between the pixels over a path which is nothing but the line, right? And what we have discussed, that yes, the line should have constant brightness, if you can remember. It's one of the most important goal every line drawing algorithm should have. But here we are violating that particular. So these are few problems you will face in case of these direct calculations. And that is why we have some algorithms here where we can at least try to solve few problems, right? So we'll see that what are the different problems which can be solved using what algorithms. So we'll start right now discussing DDA algorithm. So before I discuss the DDA algorithm, I would like to show you something, and that means let us try to discuss more about the slope, right? More about the slope. Let us say This is the two-dimensional coordinate systems which I have considered, and here this is nothing but the x coordinate, this is nothing but the y coordinate. Fine. So if my line is, let's say, like this, and I have two confined points over here, two end points, one is this one and one is this one, right? So the change in x is greater than, of course, for this type of line, the change in x is greater than change in y, change in y. So that means, who can say what will be the slope here? Will it be less than 1 or greater than 1 or equal to 1? If my line is like, I mean, if my 2 points are here and here, and in this case, what I can see is slope is nothing but what I know is change in y divided by change in x, or the difference in y divided by difference in x. What I've seen right now is del x is greater than del y. So what value you will get for the slope? So the slope will be here. Slope will be, the slope will be obviously less than 1. So that means what? My del x here, actually my del x is greater than 1. So that means what? My this value is greater than this value. So of course I will get a slope value less than 1, right? Let me consider one more line. Let's say, sorry, this line, right? For this line, the two endpoints are here and here. So let me show you the change in x and the change in y. So in this case, my change in y is greater than change in x. So then what will be the value of this slope? Will it be greater than 1 or equal to 1 or less than 1? See, these are important concepts what I'm discussing to understand our algorithm. Next algorithm, whatever we will discuss, is nothing but called as DDA algorithm, right? See, in this case, del y is greater than, that means the numerator is greater, right? The numerator is greater than the value, I mean the denominator here. So then what will be the case here? Will it be greater than 1? Yes, it is of course greater than 1. Okay, so let me show you one more case. Okay, the two endpoints are here. So this is one more case where you can see the same. That means in this case, the del y and del x both are same, right? Both are same. So in this case, the slope will be 1. So another way we can also express all these lines, that in this case particularly, when the slope is less than 1, at that time the theta is nothing but less than 45 degree, right? Less than 45 degree in this case. And in this case, let's say this is nothing but the second case. In this case, my theta is, who can say my theta is? For the second case, my theta will be how much? And for the third case, my theta will, no, for the third case, I mean when the slope is equal to 1. Okay, so I could see some correct answers in the chat box. Thank you all, right? So in this case, my theta is nothing but greater than 45 degree. If you can see here that all the lines with a slope greater than 1 will of course have some theta more than 45 degrees, and here in this case the theta is nothing but the 45 degrees. Okay, if you draw a line from here to here, right, so of course in this case my theta will be 45 degrees. So what we are considering right now, the lines only in the first quadrant, but lines can be seen in any quadrant, any of the 4 quadrant that we'll see in the algorithm also, right. We'll first see the conditions in the first quadrant, then accordingly we will see for other quadrants, right. So these are some of the prerequisites which are required to understand this DDA algorithm. So let us directly start the DDA algorithm, which is our main focus today. Again, as I mentioned that here we are trying to overcome certain problems, whatever we have faced in direct calculation based methods, right? So the name DDA here, it is called as Digital Differential Analyzer, right? Popularly known as DDA algorithm, Digital Differential Analyzer, right? And of course, this is a scan conversion line algorithm, basically line algorithm based on, and which is based on calculating the difference of x and y, that means del x and del y. And we also know that m is nothing but del y by del x, right? So this is also called as DDA algorithm. Very important. I'm not saying that DDA is the fastest algorithm we have till date. No, not like that. So we have just now talked about the limitations of the direct based calculation method, and just now we're talking about the DDA, and we'll see how the problems, whatever we've seen in that earlier method, are being solved using DDA methods. Okay, and we'll see it. And the name here, the differential, because it is trying to solve the method. I mean, trying to solve the problem with the help of del x and del y, and that is why the name is called as this differential, right? And it is sometimes called as basic incrementing line drawing algorithm. Basic incrementing line drawing algorithm, right? So what we do here there will be 4 different cases. We'll be talking about 4 different cases for positive slope as well as the negative slope. We'll see later on. So just now we have seen that DDA, okay, the full form of the DDA, and why it is called as the differential one, and it is also called as basic incrementing line drawing algorithm. So what we do generally here is we sample the line at unit intervals, right? We sample the lines, given a line here in a coordinate system. We sample the line, let's say it is x1, let's say x1, y1, x2, y2. This is what is x1, this is what is x2, and you can sample at unit intervals, right? x1 plus 1, then again x1 plus 1 plus 1, like that. And finally, we'll reach it here. So what we generally do is, given 2 set of points, we want to find out the pixels, right? We want to find out the addressable pixels, which will be lying in between x1, y1 and x2, y2. That's what is our job is. And we'll try to find out the most effective addressable pixels which are close to the line, right? We'll see it. And so what I mentioned that we sample the line at unit intervals at 1 coordinate. Please remember. Okay, we sample the line at unit intervals at 1 coordinate, right? And in this particular case, we sample the x coordinate values, and what we will do is we will determine the corresponding integer values that is nearest to the line path for the other coordinate. So we sample the value of x and we'll calculate the value of y. Fine. And one more case will be, we'll sample the value of y and we'll try to calculate the corresponding value of the x. So we'll see right now few cases which are important in this particular algorithm, right? Case 1. Line with, we'll solve few problems, don't worry. Line with positive slope. Sorry. A line with positive slope less than or equal to 1. If the line is having positive slope and the slope is less than or equal to 1, right? So then at that time, what we will do is we will sample. So that means if it is less than 1, so del x is greater than del y or not? If it is less than 1, what does it mean? M is less than 1, let's say. M is less than 1. So that means del y by del x is less than 1. So what does it mean? Del x is greater than del y or not? Are you agreeing with me? Are you agreeing with me that del x is the, I mean the difference in x is greater than the difference in y? Okay. So the situation where you will see that the del x, there is a bigger difference in one direction or in one coordinate system, we usually sample that one. That means the number of steps will be actually equal to the highest difference in one coordinate system, right? The number of steps or the number of pixels which are required to plot, right? So that is why in these cases or in this type of cases where del x, let's say, is greater than del y, so we sample del x equal to 1. So that means we will increment as I mentioned, x value always by 1 in this type of situation. X value always by 1, and accordingly we will calculate the y value, right? So what is m? M is equal to del y by del x. We'll see with one example. I'm just now explaining the mathematical, I mean the steps which are required for different cases. But when we will solve the problem, you will easily understand what I'm saying right now, right? So del y by del x, del y by 1, which is equal to y2 minus y1. So what I can write here is y2 is equal to or I can write y2 minus y1 is equal to m. Just now we have seen y2 minus y1 is equal to m. So in general, I can write yk plus 1 minus yk is equal to m. So that means what I can write here is yk plus 1 is equal to yk plus m. So x will increment 1 at a time. Please remember that also I have already told. You have to sample the line at unit intervals in one direction, either in x or in y. That all depends upon the here, right? So if the line is having positive slope and the slope value will be less than or equal to 1, at that time you have to consider this one, right? So x value will be incrementing every time. Let us consider one case here, right? Let's say my values is 1 3. I mean x1 y1 value. We'll solve the same problem also later on. 1 3, and my x2 y2 value is nothing but, let's say, 8 9, right? So the difference, so what is m? The difference in y, which is nothing but 6 here. The difference in y, if you can 9 minus 3, and the difference in x is nothing but 7, and here we are getting less than 1. The value is positive value, and here it is less than 1. So that means what? That means what? Every time we will increase, the value of x by 1, starting with 1 and 3, right? Starting with 1 and 3, the next pixel value of x will be, the next coordinate, next pixel coordinate value of x will be 2, and y will be nothing but y old plus m. M is nothing but 6 by 7. So it will be 3 plus 6 by 7. Whatever the output you will get, all of course the output will be a real number, but you know you cannot draw a real number on the raster screen, so you have to perform round operations over here, right? Again, next time the y value will be incrementing by 1, and the x value, and the y value will be 3 plus 6 by 7, again plus 6 by 7. We'll discuss later on, right? We'll solve the same problem. Just now I want to give you a feel right now that how will you draw the pixels given two set of endpoints here, x1 y1 and x2 y2, with the help of different cases in DD algorithm, right? So just now we have derived the formula here, yk plus 1 is equal to yk plus m. So yk, so here my k value starts with a value 1, okay, and simply increases by 1 because x1, similarly here x1, the next point is we are adding. So the next point means you will write here just y is, there are several points in between. We do not know that how many pixels we will be drawing. So mostly the number of steps will be equal to the number of pixels, which is nothing but actually del x, right? We'll see it later on. So then how will you change the y value given a set of, given the x value here, right? So x value can be incremented by 1 and all the iterations you can see. So let's say k is the current iteration and k plus 1 is the next iteration. If you know the value in the current iteration, how will you calculate for the next iteration? So for the next iteration, the value of the value is called as y of k plus 1, which is nothing but the yk, the old value, plus m, which is nothing but the slope, right? And the k value starts with 1 and you will increase it by 1 until you will reach the endpoint. That is what is k value. Here in general, I am deriving this expression, right? And m value will be always definitely a real value between 0 to 1, right? The m value, and m value can be, 0 to 1 means it can be any value, right? It can be any value, not 0 to 1 exactly. So, but it will be a real number because you are calculating the ratio of del y and del x, right? And the values will be rounded here. It should be rounded to the nearest integer, right? And this is what is for the case 1, when the slope is less than or equal to 1. And we have discussed about these points that in case of slope less than 1, so del x must be greater than del y. And at that time, you have to sample del x. Del x means you have to sample one coordinate, which is nothing but x coordinate, and accordingly you will calculate the y value, and the y value is nothing but here, y next value will be the y world value plus m. Let us come to case number 2. So case number 2 is line. Now you have to tell me the answer with positive slope. And the slope is nothing but here greater than 1. So if slope is greater than 1, so what will be the case? Del y is greater than del x, or del x is greater than del y? If the slope is greater than 1, so del y is greater than del x, or del x is greater than del y? Okay, so del y is greater than del x here in this case, right? Del y is greater than del x. So then we will sample y-axis or x-axis? We'll sample y-axis or x-axis? We'll sample y-axis and calculate the corresponding x values, okay, for each corresponding y values, which will be incremented at unit intervals, right? So that means in this case, we sample because the maximum number of pixels we are looking for, and that is of course the number of steps here. The number of steps are nothing but the maximum between or the highest among del y and del x, right? So we sample del y is equal to 1. If so, that means I will every time I will increase the value of y by 1, and I will calculate the corresponding x value. But how will I calculate the corresponding x value? That we'll see right now. And we will derive the same formula. I mean, we will derive the formula from the same equation. M is equal to del y by del x. So here it is. M is equal to 1 by, can I write in place of del x, x2 minus x1? Yes, I can write. So what I can write here is x2 minus x1 is equal to 1 by m. So I can write in general, it is x of k plus 1 minus xk is equal to 1 by m. So which is nothing but x of k plus 1, which I want to calculate actually. X of k is nothing but the current iteration, if you remember. And initially it will be x1 and y1. And for initially it will be actually x1. And next time if you want to update the x1 value, I mean the x value, so then what will be the value? Now the old value plus 1 by m. Old value plus 1 by m. So in the previous case, we have seen we sampled at x-axis and we have calculated the corresponding y-axis value, which is nothing but simple the old value plus the m value, that which is nothing but slope value. But in this case, whatever we have seen is nothing but xk plus 1 by m. Okay, because we sampled at y-axis. So there is one thing you have to remember here. So what is the point you have to remember here? So this equation, whatever the equation we have just now derived for this case 1 and case 2 are based on some assumptions. So what is that assumption? That the lines should be processed from the left end point to the right end point. I mean, these two cases will work. These two cases, I mean, these two formula will work for such lines whose end point, I mean, the lines whose starting point, right? Would start, because we call, let's say, this is the line, right? This is the line. In a coordinate system, then let's say this is the line. So there are two end points, right? We call this one is a start end point. So if the start end point is in the left hand side, right? So then only these two cases will work, right? So if we process the line from left end point to the right end point, then only these two will work, right? And if you want to process a point, just now we have talked about 1 3 and 8 9. Okay, let me show you. 1 3, let's say this is 8 9, although this is not the correct actually position in the two-dimensional coordinate system. So just now I'm showing you, for example. So our first point is 1 3, right? And then accordingly you have to draw the pixels, and ultimately you have to reach at a point which is nothing but 8 and 9. So your starting endpoint is in the left hand side, right? And this is one case where the slope is, let's say, less than 1. So maybe there's a case here where the slope will be greater than 1. In this case, the slope is greater than 1. Maybe this is one point, some point here, and this is in this point. And you all know for this line, the slope is greater than 1. In this case also, the starting point is in the left-hand side, right? So you've started with this, and I mean, you have processed the line from left-hand point to the right-hand point. And these two cases just now I've seen, and these are the lines which will fall under these two cases. But there may be some situation where you have to draw the lines in the reverse order. this one will become the first point, the starting end point, and this one will become. So that means you have to process the line from right to left, from right to left, right? So if you process the line from right to left, these cases will not work. These cases will not work. So that means del x is equal to 1 will not work. Every time you, in the previous case, you have increased the value of x to reach at a point. You have started with x value 1 to reach at 8. You have to increase the value 1. But here, in this case, what you have to do to reach at 1? Your value is 8. What you have to do? Any idea here? So you will start with a value 8 because you are processing from the right hand side, and then you have to reach at 1. So here also you have to do, because the difference of x is again higher than the difference of y. So you have to sample. You have to sample in x axis only. But what will you do? Will you increase the value or will you decrease the value of x? Yes, decrease the value of the x. So that means now the case 1, case 2, as I mean, we have discussed about case 1 and case 2, and case 3 and case 4 will nothing but if you process the line from right to left. I mean the end point I'm talking about, right? If the starting end point, so that means starting end point is at right here in this case. And for case 1, case 2, the starting end point is at left. Then only this will work. So why this will not work? Because you have to start with 8 and 9, and if you simply increase the value, then how will you come at this point 1 and 3, right? So again, if the slope in this case is less than or equal to 1, then you have to sample del x. Who can say what will be the value of del x in this case? Del x equal to del x equal to -1 in this case, right? Del x equal to -1. So if you calculate again the same, I mean, if you put the value in the same formula, del y by -1, so you will get a formula y of k plus 1 is equal to yk minus m in this case. Instead of addition, you have to subtract it because you've started with a higher value. If you remember, yes, if you look at this particular thing, so y value is also 9, you have to reach at 3. Just think of simple logic here, that you have to definitely subtract some values, and of course the values is nothing but here the slope value, and you have to finally reach at a value or a particular point whose x coordinate value is 1 and y coordinate value is 3, and all the time here you have to decrease the value of x by 1 will solve problem. So you will definitely understand more while we are solving few problems. Okay. And case 4, again case 4, again you are processing from right to left for this case, from right to left, right? So that means your starting end point is at right? So that means what? That means what in this case? The second, I mean the case 4 is nothing but here again the slope is greater than 1. The slope is greater than 1. So in this case, what I will take is del y is equal to -1, because I have to sample. In this case, the difference of y is greater than difference of x, and rather than taking the value of del y is 1, because I know that I'm not processing from left to right, rather I'm processing value will be -1. So who can say what will be the formulae for x of k plus 1? Please, quickly. And you can unmute your mic instead of writing because it is taking so much of time for writing, and you cannot also write the equation. So please, you can unmute your mic and you can. So what will be the formula, Pransu, for x of k plus 1?
Sir, x of k will be equal to x of k plus 1 minus 1 by m.
X of k plus 1 will be equal to x of k minus 1 by m. Okay. So just now we have seen 4 cases, right? 4 cases of the DDI algorithm, and out of the 4 cases, 2 cases are for processing the line from left to right, and 2 cases is pretty similar to the 2 other cases where we have processed, where we will process the line from right to left. That means the starting endpoint will be at the right hand side, right? So that is what is we have seen. However, whatever we have seen just now, all the cases are for the positive slope, But there may be cases, okay, while drawing the line, and the line will be having negative slope. So at that time, what will you do? Again, the same formula you will use, the same 4 cases we will use in case of negative slope. So just now we'll see how will we handle the cases in case of the negative slope. Fine. So in case of the negative slope, you have to calculate first the absolute value of the slope, right? You have to first calculate the absolute value of the slope. You have to first calculate the absolute value of the slope, and you have to check whether it is less than 1 or not. If it is less than 1 and the start end point is at left, right? So then you can use which case? Who can say? You can use which case? So which case you have to consider for solving this problem? Solving this particular case in case of negative slope. In case of negative slope, you have to first calculate the absolute value of this slope, and rest others will be same, and the conditions and all. If the first case is like here, let's say less than 1 and the start end point is at left, which is nothing but case 1. We have just now seen, right? That means at this point, del x will be equal to 1 and y value will be calculated, yk plus 1 will be calculated as yk plus m. So similarly, let's say if the start end point is at right, start end point, less than 1 in this, this is start end point is at right. So definitely again for this case, del x will be del x is equal to minus 1 and y of k plus 1 will be equal to y of k minus m. And for other 2 cases also, for greater than, the slope is greater than 1, and again you have to check whether it is the starting end point is at left or not. If it is left, then del y is equal to 1 and x of k plus 1 is equal to x of k plus 1 by m. If the start end point is at left, if it is at right, then del y is equal to, so it is del y is equal to 1, so it will be del y is equal to minus 1 and x of k plus 1 is equal to x of k minus 1 by m. So these things you need to remember. Actually, you need to only remember 2 cases, the first 2 cases only, right? And you have to only remember one thing, that yes, when you are processing, whether you are processing the line from left to right or right to left. Okay, so if it is left to right, then of course there'll be a positive sign. I mean, there'll be addition of this addition with the slope, and here it is addition of the reverse of the slope. And for processing the line from right to left, so then you have to instead of addition operation, you have to use a subtraction symbol over here. Okay, that's what is the difference here. So we have just now discussed about the whole algorithm, the DD algorithm for line drawing for any cases. For any cases we have seen just now. So we'll try to solve a problem. I think. Do you have any class, Pransu? Just after this. Okay, at 10 o'clock.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then we'll solve the problem in the next class. We'll solve 2-3 varieties of problems. You can also consider a problem for each of the cases, and we can solve. So we'll try to solve at least 3 or 4 cases. I mean, 3 or 4 problems falling under 3-4 categories. I mean, 3-4 cases. And I hope you all have at least understood that what we are doing here. So every time, so the name is, see, the name is here, it is nothing but called as incrementing. So we are incrementing the value of y as well as the value of x at a time, but we are sampling, at unit intervals in one direction, either in x or either in y, and we are calculating the other one, right? By using the formula, whatever we already know, m is equal to del y by del x. So this is nothing but the generalized formula we have calculated for kth number, and that's for the kth pixel, which will be there in between, and thus 2 endpoints. We'll see in the next class with few examples. Different examples we'll consider. So just now we have some idea, at least we got some idea that how the lines will look like if you process it from left to right, right to left, and how the line looks like with less than 1, with slope less than 1, with greater than 1. So, but maybe in the next class we'll solve few problems. So, whatever the examples I have shown you in this class, all the examples I've shown you in the first quadrant, but we may take some lines which will be there in other quadrant, and then we'll try to solve the problems using all the cases and whatever we have discussed today. So thank you all. Have a good day.